Hello, everyone. My name is Cody Dunlap, and this is my EDL 853 Module 1 introductory video. A little bit about me. I've been married to my beautiful wife for 2.5 years. We have one little girl there in the picture. She's 1.5 years old, and we learned just a few weeks ago that we have one due in February as well, so exciting times as the year rolls on. They definitely keep me grounded and keep my priorities straight. We live in Natoma, Kansas, which is just 45 miles northeast of Hays, just a tiny little town out here, about 325 people. Our school actually services a few communities around. And I received my bachelor's degree from Fort Hays just a few years ago. So a little bit about Natoma. We're just a small town servicing a small school. We've got about 75 kids in the elementary school, and our numbers are up. And so if that tells you where we've been, we've got big budget questions, just as everyone does. We've had to make some adjustments, namely, we just transitioned this year to a 4-day school week. I teach first grade, and I've got 9 students. I'm the only teacher at that grade level. There's only one of every grade level, and so that shows you about an average class size. I also, apart from teaching, coach high school football and high school girls basketball, so we're right in the middle of football season right now, or just starting football season, I guess. And so that also helps, or that's also something I help with. And I kind of like that because I get a little bit of the littler kids, and then I also get a little bit of the older kids as well. Something else along with the 4-day school week that we have been transitioning to is a new building that was built for our pre-K and our kindergarten students. My reflection, there is collaboration, but you'll see later in my proposed plan, that I don't feel like the collaboration is probably where it needs to be between the teacher and the SPED department. But I do know that the SPED teacher aligns their activities with the standards to make sure they're hitting what they need to hit at their level. The activities are individualized. I know that the students are kept in their classroom as much as possible, and then also that the pull-out time is kept to a minimum. For me, sometimes I don't do so well in this department, so I tend to think of the entire class's needs instead of individualizing it. Sometimes I feel like my schedule is so busy that when I'm lesson planning and when I'm going day to day, it's easier to just think of what the whole class needs rather than what every student needs. And I don't have a ton of students like some probably do, where your class size are 25 or maybe even 30, or that gets a little bit harder even still. But we do meet as a SIT team, as a student improvement team, to discuss the direction of some of the students that we are struggling with, and then get input from some of the other teachers on other grade levels that might be dealing with some of the same things at their grade level. And I rely heavily on the support staff that comes in, the paraprofessionals that come into our rooms, because of sometimes I tend to rely so much on them. That helps me when I'm thinking of the entire class, because that student can just get extra support then with something that they maybe need to have changed to their level. So for my plan, we just need more collaboration, that's on my end as well. For example, I received an overview of an IEP of a student that I have this year, and I would love to just sit down, if schedules allow, and just dive into that plan and talk about it with the SPED teacher. And because of that, there's no impact on funding, because really it just involves our time, which I know is costly, but Just find time to collaborate, to make sure that we are, number one, hitting standards, but working on the same skills. So especially in the pull-out time, that those kids are still getting what they need and they're still getting the specific things that we're working on in the classroom, so they're not missing that when they do come back in. Thank you all for watching my video, and I look forward to learning alongside you this semester.